Welcome to World's Finest, the Southgate Media Group's weekly DC Comics review. As always, I am Phil&rsquo, because no one else will be, and with me is...
It's Lilith, and I wouldn't want anybody else to be Phil at all.
Thanks.
Do you realize it's week 35 of DCYOU?
I lost track.
Yeah, I looked it up, and I was just like, really? 35? And we're getting ready to change it exactly at the 1 year mark again? Like, oh. What is even the big crossover? What is the big event for the spring, anyway? Do we know? Or are we not having one?
Probably not, because isn't Rebirth, and I think Rebirth is June, so...
Yeah. But usually we have it right before that, though.
Yeah, no, well, Convergence was what, May last year?
It was 2 months, though.
April and May, I think, yeah. So maybe they're just pushing it back a month or two.
I mean, July would work way better because it's Comic-Con, too.
Yeah, but, you know, they want to do it right after those, issue number 52s, you know.
Yeah. Whatever. Let's talk about this week. I couldn't believe it. I was like, God, we've barely been at this half a year, technically. You know what I mean? So I'm just really frustrated with Rebirth. But you can find out more on Channel 52 podcast. Charlie and I will be discussing it this week, so I can rant and rave then. I love
that show. They give me shout outs.
And shameless plugs.
Right.
Did you end up getting Adventures of Supergirl #1 or no?
No, I didn't.
Oh, good for you.
Because I said I don't know if I wanted to wait for print, because I usually wait for print. You said, just wait for print. Okay. Why? What did you think?
No offense to the show. Like, I like the show. You guys know I like the show. But it did have trouble getting its footing. It really didn't get its footing till, like, episode 6, which is, like, 3 episodes more than what I normally would give something if it wasn't, like, Greg and Andrew. So, Greg and Andrew. Yeah, Greg. I was thinking about Mark Guggenheim. Never mind. Yeah. So, you know, and I feel like this comic book is kind of going to be like that. It's kind of like Arrow season 2.5 towards the end of the run, which if you read it, you should know that that's not a compliment.
So is it fully based on the show then? Because I thought I read somewhere before it came out, they were like, well, it's loosely based on the show's continuity, but it's not, you know, like
It read all the way from the show to me. But what they mean by that probably is that a lot of the villains that they have in the comic book don't expect them to show up in the TV show, because with the Flash season 0, that was initially the thing that they were going to do, but King Shark actually did show up. So, but I think the things that they want to deal with in the comic book, the tie-in comic book, definitely won't make the budget.
So was it like her whole supporting cast from the show? Were they in it?
Not yet, but you can fully expect to see them. It was this first issue was about a prisoner escaping from Fort Ross during a football game. So I was like, oh, how much Batman Begins trilogy can we throw into everything in the Greg, Andrew, and Mark CW verse? Like, honestly. Yeah. So it's Rampage, by the way. So, you know, it's just like, okay, whatever. So yeah, I mean, I could have bought a gourmet lollipop for 99 cents. I will give it 3 more issues, but after that, I can make no promises. The art is nice though.
So what grade would you give it?
Ooh, I mean a 3. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay.
Numbers bad, letters good. I don't think numbers really express like how angry I can be sometimes. Unless it's like a 2.5 or below, then you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I also read the Art Arrow, the Dark Archer #2. I've come to the conclusion that we should just let John Barrowman write the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, it couldn't get much worse than season 3 of Arrow. And I mean, even though I don't care about Merlin, it's really well written. I'm very shocked by this. I mean, no offense to John Barrowman and his sister. I mean, I just wasn't expecting it to be this good. Anyway, let's get to this week in Bat Books.
Wait,
that's what this podcast should be named, actually.
We love Bat Books.
Bat Books are us.
But no, Dark Archer, what number would you give it?
Oh, I I would go ahead and say a 4. I mean, it'd probably be a 5 if it was actually if it was this good and about Oliver. Y'all know how I feel about Malcolm Merlyn. I love John Barrowman, but I hate Malcolm. I hate him so much. I just want him to burn. I want Firestorm to just burn him to ash and have the ashes scattered to the 4 winds. Oh. Anyway.
So you said you want to go to Bat Books.
I mean, whatever. But basically, that's all we ever talk about, it seems like.
No, that's fine. We can go in there.
Or you can talk about something I know that I didn't read. I think would even that out.
Okay, yeah. I'll go to a pleasant surprise. Deathstroke number 14.
Is he old again? That's the only question that I ever have for this book. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, they only show him like on a page or so without his mask, but no, he's still young. I don't know if they're trying to make him more like he looked on the show on Arrow.
Oh, so hockey pads? So you're telling me Manu should have tried out for Casey Jones? That's what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying without the mask. I don't know if they're trying to make him look more like Manu Bennett.
But didn't what's his face kind of reprise Manu? About that? That's so weird. Well, that's rude as hell because it's the TV show, but I totally get what he was saying, but it was still rude. But that's weird.
But I mean, it was a pretty good issue because Slade's still looking for Rose, and for some reason, the trail leads to LexCorp, so he's breaking into the LexCorp tower, and he's, fighting his way through all Lex's, robots and stuff, and...
Lex Luthor, you say? No, I might have to pick it up.
Lex isn't it. Well, Lex isn't actually in it. Well, there's an AI, based on his brain that's like driving one of the battle suits, but
it's coming.
Yeah. Well, at the end he gets blown into the basement, and guess what gets unleashed in the basement?
Brainiac?
Bizarro clones.
Really?
Yeah.
How much more? Man, that Supergirl TV show just keeps creeping in to everywhere. That sounds awesome, though, actually.
Yeah. I had fun with it. I would have to say, might have to be a 3.75.
Ooh, nice little upgrade for the Deathstroke title.
I know.
Oh, so where do you want to go to next?
Why don't we do, I'm sure We Are Robin number 8.
I did.
I was pleasantly surprised because it wasn't on Diamond's list, because I even looked ahead to next week, and it's on next week's list.
Something actually came out early?
Unless it's another Diamond issue or something, because they had a couple weeks ago, they had some kind of shipping issue, but...
Well, either way, it is a pleasant surprise. I really enjoy this title. Like I said, I'm gonna miss it. I don't know what they're gonna do with these characters after it's all said and done with, but I'm gonna miss it. It's really well written for the most part. I really like the art. I really like the characters. It's just kind of, I don't know, a shame that they basically only came about as the promotional for 75 years of Robin instead of a little bit more organically. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, this is the whole problem. This is why DC's sales are down, because they're no one wants to get attached to a character, because if you love a character, in 5 years or so, they're going to reboot again, and your favorite character is going to be gone, or if they're back, you're not going to recognize them.
Mm-hmm. But with this fast and loose rules of what is canon, what is in the correct current continuity, I mean, I don't know. I'm a little less hesitant. The availability of Elsewhere Tales being back in play. I mean, I think they're finally getting it after 20 years, 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's all well and good, but I mean, you have to admit, Stephanie Brown hasn't been the same since she reappeared in New 52.
Really, I know. It's a shame. Tim to a point, but they're finally kind of coming back around to him. They're working on Jason. So, not that I want him to be a goody white hat hero. I mean, it's almost impossible for that character unless you literally punch a Superboy hole into. What's up, Charlie?
But I like this issue. I mean, there wasn't even that much Robin in it. It was, that whole Joker Jr. character, and I still thoroughly enjoyed this issue,
Yeah. I like that the villain is basically the polar opposite of Duke. Because let's just face it, Duke is the breakout character of this book, so I just found it really entertaining and fun.
Yeah, Oh yeah, Duke's the breakout. I mean, he's the only one I ever actually remember. Like, someone else pops up, I'm like, oh yeah, this, so-and-so's in this book too. Okay.
Did it remind you of a little bit of Batman Beyond the cartoon?
Yes.
Yes. I loved it. So yeah.
Like I said, not even a lot of Robins, but I really liked it. I think this is a 4 for me.
It was about a 3.75 because I'm just like, Jokers, I don't know. I mean, I like it, but I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Well,
it's like Harley and her Harleyettes or whatever. It's like, it sounds fun, but I know they're going to mess it up some kind of way. So yeah, that's the only thing I was really hesitant about. But I'm just glad to see that they're just still pushing the story forward after the whole Robin War thing. So smoke them if you got them, kids. Got about 4 more issues, I think.
Something like that.
So where to next?
I don't know why I torture myself, but Superman 48. I know you didn't read that.
No, I'm curious to know how everything worked out.
All right. Long story short, Casual Friday goes to Steve Trevor and tells him, I need help getting my powers back, and Diana and the Justice League are in trouble. I need to get my powers back. So at first they're kind of standoffish, but then they kind of come to a mutual respect. But deep thinker that our boy Casual Friday is, what do you think his plan is to get his powers back?
Smash, grab, murder, maim, and kill, since it's okay in the movie universe?
Well, no, not quite. I mean, I don't know. He has, some of his cells in his body are solar charging, some aren't. And I guess his plan is he's going to dive into some kryptonite, try to kill off the bad cells that aren't recharging. So hopefully everything, all the cells that regrow are able to solar charge.
Okay, first of all, where's the doctor from Star Labs? Where's Lois to smack him upside his head? This is why Superman cannot be left alone to his own devices.
I think they're just like, okay. I think they're waiting for issue. The writers, everyone was waiting for issue 50.
Oh, please let that have been an office mandate, not something the writers actually thought was cool. Please. I'm gonna need an interview about this decision.
It's just, I don't know. This is my, of the week. I'll be generous and give it a 3.
Poor Phil.
Two more months.
Okay, let's talk about, get the ka-ching going, cause this is a tie-in thing.
Okay.
To the movie. Suicide Squad Most Wanted, Deadshot and Katana #1. Literally in the blurb is what this says. 2 of the stars of next year's highly anticipated action movie break out on their own solo adventures in this extra-sized 6-issue miniseries. Why did I even bother? This is a $5 book, by the way, guys. So I'm going to be brutally honest so you don't waste your money. I told you, a straight up cash grab. It makes me, I don't know, it just wasn't the Deadshot and Katana that I grew up knowing and loving. And it makes me kind of fearful for the movie if this is actually canon characterizations for what the movie's about. So yeah. Let
me guess. Issue 1, they go in. Deadshot gets a full body makeover, and he walks out looking like Will Smith. Let me guess.
Anyway, I won't ruin it for you guys if you guys are excited about the Suicide Squad movie like I was until that last trailer and all these weird things that they've got Jared Leto saying and doing. So it's just making me really hesitant, and this just didn't help is all that I will say. But the art is really great. There's lots of action. But it's just not, if you're a fan of old school Katana and Deadshot, this just might not be for you. But if you're new and the only reason why you're interested in Suicide Squad is the movies, this might actually be the perfect book for you.
So if you don't know any better.
Not any better. It's just if you aren't familiar with the characters, you might enjoy it more, is all.
Okay.
You don't have that baggage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. That's pretty much all I'm going to say about it. I'm going to say that it's a solid 3. It's just not what I was expecting. And it totally smells and smacks of a cash grab, which really offends my senses. My sense and sensibilities.
I swear, I think for the next 6 months or so, our magic word is going to be, or our magic words are going to be Suicide Squad?
Cash grab. Anyway, I did not read Teen Titans, so if you want to talk about that.
Okay, Teen Titans number 16.
Aren't they just getting rid of the teen part, though, is what I was reading, right? Or was that the other one?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, they brought Superboy back in for 2 seconds, then they took him back out. Basically, they had one of the Thurlins with them, and she got taken back into space, and then all of a sudden in this issue, Kid Flash remembers his girlfriend's still stuck in a prison 1,000 years in the future, so he took off.
Really?
Yeah. Then they dropped off what's his face, who I guess is what that Doomsday guy, you know.
Why does that sound like it's a hot mess? Is it a hot mess? Because it sounds like a hot mess.
It's kind of like cleaning up the last arc, and I guess going into the next arc. I don't know, but because they keep going. Okay. I guess they're wanted in Gotham, and they gotta leave Gotham. But where can they go? Where can they hide? And meanwhile, I don't know if they're just constantly moving. So at the end, they save. They say they're going back to their mission to save like superpowered kids because they saved some kid in an alley from getting beat up by some gang. Yeah, I don't know. Spinning wheels till May. I don't know.
I guess.
I mean, it wasn't bad. Art was decent. Probably another 3 for me.
Okay, so average. They're averaging average. That's not bad. This new DCYOU world we're living in. We're soon to be rebirthed.
Why don't they just skip ahead and why don't they do a C-section and just skip ahead?
Yes. No epidural for them.
For us, not them.
Exactly. Oh, can we finally talk about Batman and Robin Eternal number 17? Because it's like, oh, remember that tease way back in number 1? Well, here, gather round, children.
Well, yeah, I forget who said it. I don't know if it's one of the creative team. Someone was on Twitter or something a couple of days ago. They're like, yeah, make sure you get this week's Batman and Robin Eternal and next week's because we start answering questions. It's like, okay.
I don't know if answering questions would be the right turn of phrase, but...
Well, in his defense, he said start, and it was this week and next week, so...
A trickle down start, if you will. And I believe the color of that water is yellow, so it might not be water.
Oh!
Anyway, no, I actually like this issue, so I'm just joking.
Yeah, but I think, I mean, who didn't know that Batman was pulling a fast one on Mother? I
mean, by definition, you know of who Batman is.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless you don't know the character at all, you know he didn't kill anybody.
Oh, well, at least we did get, like, a lot of Batman, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But it really is all about Harper and Dick and Helena, so. And then they're at Spiral headquarters, and I was just like, yes! I like that they're working that into this, I do.
Oh yeah, I was just like, okay, now just give us a little footnote, tell us where this goes. This happens between Grayson, whatever, and whatever issue.
The footnote is, it doesn't matter, we don't care.
Oh.
I mean, when they don't do it, that's what it says to me.
Oh yeah, they're just like, well, you work it out, we're not.
You're the one that cares about continuity so much.
I'm surprised they don't charge an extra like $5 a month and put out like a continuity guide or something.
Don't give them ideas, Philip. Great. Now, coming soon to a store near you. DCYOU's Guide to the Universe. Oh, I shudder to think. But no, I love the artwork. I love the character interactions. so much better than the last 3. Like we said, they were definitely spinning wheels. Like, I guess they have their certain, like, quota before they can move on and give us an answer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. That's all that was about. And so, yeah, we're kicking it into high gear. We're halfway there, so I'm really happy. Over halfway there. No, halfway there right now, right?
Yeah, because I think it's only 26, maybe.
Yeah,
so, yeah, we're over halfway.
So, really excited. Favorite panel? Somebody's got a knife to their throat.
Favorite.
Yep. The real candidate for Robin is actually in Gotham. I mean, would it be any other place?
Exactly. So what did you give it?
Gave it a 4.
Oh, so did I.
I love when the orphan is taunting Harper with the knowledge about Cassandra's visit. So I was just like, ooh. It's gonna be good. Get the popcorn for next week. So what is on the agenda next?
I have one Bat book left. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Grayson number 16. Since I can't decide, this is going to be one of my 2 picks of the week.
This is my pick of the week, so yeah.
I mean, if you force me to, this probably would be my pick of the week. But yeah, I mean, just from the cover and the inside it.
Do you remember that cartoon, James Bond Jr.?
Yeah.
That's what this cover reminds me of in a totally good way. To have grown up in the 80s and 90s, it was a lovely time. It really was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this was a fun issue though.
I mean, you get bartender Dick Grayson, you get karaoke Dick Grayson.
Just so not good. Just a great butt, friends. To quote, who was that? Comicocity or whatever. I think it was Matt Santori Griffith. I think that was the review that I read where he said that. I was just like, yeah, duh. This was a fun issue. It seems like the writer and the artist had a lot of fun with this issue too.
Yeah, all I gotta say is bronze Tony the Tiger.
God, like I don't even know. Like, it's just so weird and random, right? Like, I have really hurt feelings about how they use Bronze Tiger and Arrow. So
yeah. What about that last page?
I know. Oh my God. Why do they do this to me every month? I hate them so much. It's always like the last page. Like, some issues, it's just like, I mean, on other titles, it's like, man, but every month they do this. I'm just like, man.
Yeah.
This should be a weekly book.
I know. You know, think how much money DC weekly Grayson solo book.
No, he should have like the Harley book. He should be the one with the little black book if we're being real.
Grayson team up.
Dick Grayson meets the Suicide Squad. Dick Grayson meets the Justice League.
Dick Plus.
There we go, pitching them ideas that they'll never use, but will make so much money.
Yes. Come on, DC. We can put you back on top, number 1.
So what, I am really actually curious about, are they actually going to destroy Spiral and like put him back in like Gotham or back in the Nightwing persona? Doesn't that feel like what it's leading up to or something?
Yeah, you know what I think it's going to be? I think it's going to be what? Probably May, since Rebirth or, you know, whatever it is starts in June. May is probably going to be the last issue of Grayson. He's going to bring down Spiral, and then in June it's going to start with a brand new Nightwing number 1.
Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
That would be perfect, actually.
Yeah. So 5 for you, it's 5 for me.
Yep. God, the artwork was so great in this issue.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love the way they formatted the panels for this week. It was really like, it made for a really fast read. I like that when I can just speed through like, oh yeah, this is good. Did you read any of the Justice League books? I didn't this month.
I read Justice League of America 7.
Did you?
Yeah. They've actually they revealed what Raoul's whole thing is, that I guess he lives off the life force of all his followers, so now they have to beat a guy who has like a couple planet full followers.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And there's he has like Superman locked up in like his satellite or whatever. And Superman can't break out, but so he just like flies and he like from the inside he's able to like push the whole thing like into the moon or something.
Okay.
But no, it looks like we're getting somewhere with this book.
That's good. I just needed a break. I was just like, you know what, I can't keep... Until I know, like, which Justice League is, like, gonna stay around, I just can't keep spending money on either one of those books.
Yeah, probably... I'd say probably in another issue or two, it'll probably this arc might wrap up.
Okay.
But I'd give it a 3.5.
That's pretty good.
Alright, I have 2 books left.
I've got the Omega Man and Black Canary.
I have Black Canary and, what about Lois and Clark?
I didn't get to read it yet. I had all the other reviews to write.
Okay. But you got it, okay.
Yes, of course. It's just not read, so sorry.
Well, tell us of Omega Men.
Oh my god, it was so good, right? So they finally, like, reveal, like, the Omega Men finally revealed their plan for Kyle Rayner, and it's like, oh, this just got so real. Like, it's so good, guys. If you're not reading this, you need to. Like, I really feel like they're gonna work this into the other, Green Lantern somehow, the Green Lantern or something. Like, I really feel like there's a big Green Lantern event coming up, cause that's what this book really makes it feel like. And, the art was really great, the characterizations were really great, tons of action. I don't want to ruin it for you. You guys really need to be reading this book. It's really, really good. I'll put it to you this way. If you guys like the movie, WALL-E, like, that's kind of what this is like. But, like, with superheroes. I guess that's the only way I could really, like, put it out there without spoiling it. Cause I don't want to spoil it for you because it's like so many twists and turns in this story. And when they reveal what they really wanted with Kyle, you're just like, that's all I can say. So yeah, this is a 4.5 for me, definitely.
So, do you want to hear about Lois and Clark?
Yes.
Okay, because I would say, if anything, this would be my other pick of the week.
Spill your guts!
Well, it starts off like they flash back a couple years in the past. Lois and Clark are walking around, New 52 Metropolis. They almost bump into Jimmy. I guess they're like on some kind of honeymoon because they got, I don't know, their neighbors or their friends or whatever to watch, their son. So they're like in a hotel in Metropolis and, that's when.
Trying to get it in?
Another kid? No, Lois gives him a surprise. That black costume.
Oh man, can't believe I read everything else before this book. It was my treat, but no. Continue.
Because she got some kind of special polymer fabric that that'll take some damage, and he's like, and I guess they addressed the S on it because he's like, what if someone sees me and another Superman? And she's like, there are times when you have to be true to who you are.
Aww.
Even if we're the only two who know that you're my Superman.
Oh, I just want to cry.
But he's like asking her, he's like, where'd you get this? And she's like, being Sam Lane's daughter can open doors on both worlds. She's like, but if they ever go looking for it, well, the other Lois is going to be quite baffled.
I love it. They're so meta.
I know. Then her and John go to see, I guess her publisher who's been murdered. So they run out of the office and, guess who sees them? Bruno Manhunt.
Really?
Well, yeah, I guess he's gonna follow them.
Huh. Talk about your blast from the past.
Well, Intergang.
Yeah, exactly. Like, remember we keep saying, like, when you're Intergang, you just feel like either the Syndicate's gonna show up or they're gonna show up.
Yeah.
In all these titles, actually.
Yeah, but then they go to the fortress and, Superman's busting his way out of, he got buried under some debris last issue, but, even though he's weaker, he's still more Superman than another guy.
I agree. I feel like they need to have a meeting. Like, and I think he really does need to bend him over the knee and say, grow the hell up.
Issue 50.
The spank heard round the world.
He's on the cover, so hey.
Oh, that's probably just to tease us for another chapter.
Yeah, I know.
Fingers crossed. That would be epic.
But, yeah, he's fighting that new villain who's basically, I guess, controlling Hank Henshaw. The new guys, I guess he read his mind and he saw Lois and John in his mind, so I guess, yeah, he's gonna go after them.
Don't mess with the Lois.
And then, but my one problem is that the last page, we still get that thing in space where it's like, okay.
Oh.
That chick's coming to Earth for the Oblivion Stone, but when's this gonna pay off already?
And we're traveling.
It's like when we watched Constantine last week.
They'll get there eventually to mess everything up. Like we mentioned this. I mean, it did take Batman and Robin Eternal like 17 issues to get back to that Cairo Alley fight. So
yeah, but I mean, I can't complain. That's one page in the issue. But like I said, this is another pick of the week for me. This is another 5. It's just this is Superman.
The Superman we love.
Not
love to hate.
Not that slacker poser.
Not that damn millennial with no job still living with Ma Kent. Now that would have been a better story.
Eat your wheat cakes.
Time to clean the farm up. Like that, seriously, that would be a better story than this whole thing that they've done.
Yeah.
Oh, but all in all, I think that it was a really good week for them.
Yeah.
Story-wise. So, there's that.
Alright, so we're gonna end it with Black Canary?
The late Black Canary.
Yeah.
Well, and also Cyborg was late as well, so, I mean, I don't know what's going on with them over there. I don't. Seems like they might need a new CEO or something. Just throw that out there.
Let it sit. Okay.
Anyway, so their tour has finally come to a close. Seems like last stop, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And she has to team up with, Bo.
I don't know how I feel about this issue.
I think I know what you mean, but what do you mean?
Everything just feels a little off.
Yeah, it just seemed like, okay, here's the answers to all your questions, except there's more questions.
Yeah! I mean, and it's weird that this arc was like 7 issues long, right? Because this is like still the first arc we're dealing with. And I don't know, like, I was just expecting this book to move a little faster than that.
Yeah, I know, it kind of seems like it's the end of the arc, but meanwhile it seems like maybe it's not quite the end.
And you just plead and hope that it's the end?
And I wonder who that girl in white is at the end.
'Cause DC Legends of Tomorrow. But not really! That's the thing that I can't with the white community. That's the only thing. I was just like, y'all know that that's not how that works, right? But anyway.
That pot smoking white canary.
Oh. Anyway, yeah. It was good, but it's just like, it's like the story stalled. Like it was getting so good and it's still really good with the character interactions and the characterizations and the character development. But I don't know, I just can't put my finger on it. Something was really off with this issue.
Yeah, I could see that.
So yeah. How did you like the showdown, if you will?
It was alright. It was kind of artsy. We got those pages with no text, and
I love those. Those are the best.
Make some posters.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought once again, I mean, this book's better than a lot of DC's stuff.
Especially the female stuff.
Yeah, Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn and Power Girl.
Yeah, they need to be pushing Black Canary more. Well, I don't know about more than Harley Quinn, but as much as Harley Quinn.
Yeah. I mean, I like Catwoman too. Like I said, I'm almost all caught up. And talk about your sophisticated suspense. like, I'm always really wowed about how like mature, but like still kind of every age, you know what I mean? Well, not every age, maybe like 10 plus or whatever. But like, yeah, it's still a really good book. But it's like a little more hard hitting, and I guess is what I mean by that. And so is Black Canary compared to Harley Quinn. So anyway, I hope that the Black Canary title gets more recognition. It deserves it.
Yes. I gave it a 4. What did you give it?
I also gave it a 4, sir.
Ooh.
It would have been a 5, but like I said, something I just couldn't put my finger on what it is. And maybe it is because it feels like it's over, but it's not. It's like over ?
Do you think a lot of them now, they're just like, okay, well, we have to keep it going until May, but we really don't want to leave it open-ended at May, because who knows if we're coming back, so
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But also, like I said, like this was just kind of one of those longer arcs. I was expecting this to be over with 6.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why it was late. They had to talk to them and like, hey, what's your plan? You might be getting the axe.
Or maybe they.
This up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or maybe they had to rewrite some stuff because they were gonna go long.
Same thing with Cyborg. I know for a fact that the sales for Cyborg are atrocious, unfortunately. So.
Why do you think that is? Do you think?
I mean, it had a really good start and I really liked it. But by issue 3, I had to drop it because they were treading water at issue 3. You don't spend $3 to $4 on a book for something to tread in its first 3 issues. Like, just treading water, waiting around. And it's like, I feel like they only did that because of the movie. Justice League and then, Cyborg. I don't think Cyborg's gonna make it to that movie. No offense. I think the whole bubble's gonna blow by then and they're gonna cut their losses, but that's my personal opinion. We'll have to see how everything shakes out. Not with Batman versus Superman, where it's all gonna fall apart is if Suicide Squad isn't a success. So.
How could it not be? Harley Quinn, come on.
I mean, it's not like they actually got Tara Strong to do it or something. I mean, first of all, Tara Strong is really hot and she is a voice actress and she has a really loyal fan following and she could fit that outfit just as well as Margot Robbie is all that I'm saying. So
yeah, I was gonna say she looks exactly like her. I don't know why they would just want to get her because I mean, just how many fans would go just because they're like, oh my god, it's her, it's the voice,
Yeah, so I mean, that's all that I'm saying. I mean, no, nothing against her, but it's just there's a lot of things that have me questioning the Suicide Squad now. When that was the movie I was most excited about. Because the villains in DC and Batman Returns by Tim Burton, those are really good mental explorations. I wouldn't say that the physicality and the costuming of the characters was something I actually really enjoyed, but like the mental exploration of their depravity, if you will, and how it is a juxtaposition to Batman. It was a really interesting journey. And I don't think we really had anything like that until the Nolan trilogy again. So that's all that I'm saying. Like I just feel like it's just like a bunch of emo kids from 2006 playing drums from the trailer. That last trailer has me so nervous.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry. Anyway, in rant and tangent. Black Canary movie is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Can't even get the damn character on Arrow to be good.
Well, just give us a Birds of Prey show or something.
I thought you were going to say, give us a Felicity and Friends movie. Sorry. Anyway, moving right along to the end of this podcast.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, you know what I did want to, did you see they, announced, I guess, I don't know if it's after 50 or whenever Rebirth starts, but, Scott Snyder's jumping off Batman and going to, Detective.
Thank God! And I did read that.
So,
poor thing.
well, I guess they said that way he doesn't have to be, if they have, I don't know what they have planned, but they're saying, like the big crossover storylines and stuff, he can just like stay self-contained in Detective.
Yeah. He needs a vacation. He worked that man to death.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much. Oh, did you see the new Justice League animated cartoon coming to Cartoon Network? With the original voice actors, Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill. I'm so happy.
Yes, I did see that on Channel 52's Facebook page. Yes, I did.
The only thing I care about. I was like, I was going to post about Fish Mooney, but I was like, you know what? Before the Bats got that covered, I don't need to do that. Although Crystal and I will be talking about that and when we do our cosplay special. So just a little heads up, a little shameless plug I like to throw out there.
I know. I bit my tongue. I was going to comment because I saw on Twitter and were like, oh, can we do a short special? I'm like, oh, short girls on a short special.
Hey, well, he's not wrong. Anyway, let's let them get out of here so we can do Batman Bad Blood.
Yes. So it's time for shameless plugs and self-promotion. Ladies first. Go ahead, Lil.
Well, you guys can find me on Twitter, tweeting to the universe about stuff I don't like in the DC universe and stuff that I love about Archie Comics at Lil Hellfire. If you're on Tumblr, you can find me at lilhellfire.tumblr.com. You can find my writings at one of two, well, really three places, popculturepostmortem.com, lilhellfire.com, and spoilertv.com. And if you're looking for the latest news about everything in the DC Nation, whether it's TV, comic books, or, movies, please check out Channel 52. And if you want a perspective on Arrow and the Flash from a feminine perspective, please be sure to check out Flashpoint and Queen Consolidated.
All right, and as for me, you can find me podcasting and blogging everywhere on the Southgate Media Group. And I have a new weekly column on tvbinges.com where I'm going to be breaking down the superhero TV of the week. The easiest way to just keep track of me or get a hold of me, you can email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com, and on Twitter, I am @nightwingpdp. Oh, yes.
First February Sunday.
Well, as you might have heard Lilith just say, her and I have rebooted the Newcastle Crew podcast. The first episode will be dropping first Sunday in February, and we're starting at the beginning with Saga of the Swamp Thing number 37. We're gonna go through the Swamp Thing issues, some miscellaneous issues, then get the original Hellblazer series. So, you want to check that out.
Exciting time.
Yes. But, and I almost forgot what show we're on, World's Finest. If you wanted to get a hold of us about DC Comics themselves, you can email us worldsfinestpod@gmail.com. We're on Facebook, World's Finest Podcast, and on Twitter, we're @worldsfinestpod. Did I plug enough for you, man?
Yes.
All right. All right. Well, that's it. Come back next week. A lot more fun and games in store.
It's a big week, right?
I think so.
This week is pretty big too, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've had a lot of big DC weeks. What is coming? Action Comics and Batgirl,
Yay.
Batman, Robin Eternal, Batman Beyond. Oh, last part of Batman Europa is next week.
Oh, Batman Master Race?
I didn't see it on Diamond's list.
It might be the first week in February then.
Maybe. Well, next week is the first week in February.
Oh, this month has passed by so fast.
Oh, Swamp Thing number 2 comes out next week.
Ooh, yeah, good stuff.
So go get that. We'll hold your hand until June comes, and then after that, who the hell knows? Good night.